All right, mentally, I'm not ready for this, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. How's that for a bad hook? Yeah, I'm gonna start something new. On Wednesdays, I'm gonna try to come on here and do a short video, under 10 minutes, maybe. They're not gonna be edited at all. They're not gonna be live videos, but I'm gonna use my Ecamm setup here. As you could probably tell from the background, this is a setup that I did for when I was doing some live videos and kind of testing the waters with a format which nobody really showed up for. So I'm kind of aborting that mission for a little while, but I want to use what I have set up because I think it looks kind of cool. Maybe. Yeah, these are going to be real uncut, unfiltered videos. And I did make some notes. Um, and they're bad notes because I can barely read them. By the way, I want to show you before we cut out here a huge mistake I made. Oh, I was gonna see, I'm making mistakes already. I was gonna share the picture. I'll have to show it to you on my phone because I didn't upload it into here. And by the way, I'm trying to figure out what do we like? Do we like this setup here with the cat facing the mountain on the bottom corner, but facing away from me? Uh, or do we want, I definitely want the gold bar there. Do we like the smaller frame with the blue outline and the cat on the other side facing me? I kinda like that, although it keeps hitting my shirt, so should we move it up to the top, maybe? How do you think it'd look up at the top side there? I don't know. Text and let us know. Um, so on my channel, if you're following my channel, thank you. And if you're not, I'm doing some long form edits for a trip that I took. I went to all 50 states in 1 year, the year I turned 60, and I'm now 62, so I'm still editing videos. This is kind of a map of how I broke things out. I just finished this season here, which is season 7, and, I'm on my 100th episode that I've uploaded. I and it's coming out, I'm gonna release it this weekend, probably Sunday morning, and I really had fun with it. I set up 3 cameras. It turned into more of a production than I thought it was going to, but I did this really cool AI sequence of where I see myself living someday, possibly. Um, well, it was a dream sequence, so just leave it at that. It wasn't that great, but I had fun with it. Um, I'm looking at myself on 4 different screens. I think I'm gonna pose for a thumbnail. I know I probably shouldn't say that, but 'cause my thumbnails are always bad. I never smile. I'm always frowning. Um, anyway, we have seasons 8 through 12 to still edit, which is basically this area here. I've already been there. I just have the clips and I want to put the stories together. This whole chunk here, I took a train from somewhere. Where did I take it from? I think it was from Missouri, Kansas, I think. Anyway, I went through here. So that's another season. This is a season, and then Hawaii and California kind of lumped as a season. I hope this is coming out and this isn't blown out and everything. By the way, this is how much lighting I did here. Stand by for this peak at darkness. That's just sunlight. This is all lighting. I'll talk about that on another episode. I have a key light, a fill light, a backlight. I have down lighting for that scenery, side lighting for both things. I have a light on the picture frame, an up light, a down light on the tree, and a down light on the wood panels back there. And I did a whole number in this studio. I meant to do a whole video about this studio. So there's a lot of stuff we can talk about in here in future episodes. But couple things I just wanted to do is tee up episode 100 coming out this weekend. And if you get a chance to watch it, it's a long one. I think it's almost an hour, but I had fun with it. hope it's enjoyable to some. Number two, I've been using lately doing these AI thumbnails, and I don't know if I like them or not. So I think episode 100 is just going to be regular, just a frame out of the camera, frame out of the episode. Maybe I'll put the episode number down at the corner. But I was just wondering what your thoughts were. Frank, you're probably looking at these recent thumbnails and saying, "Oh my God, can you stop it?" Um, anyway, I was just curious to know because everybody's using them now and they're all looking the same. They've all got that, yellow font, and you've seen them. They're starting to look the same. Um, so what am I doing? So let me show you this picture. This is the faucet. This is going to be Random Wednesday. I got to call it something. Any ideas? So this is the faucet right here. Is it even focusing? There we go. So you can see that the lever's at the top for turning the water on and off. I think I'd remember that. It's in my own bathroom, right? I go to Home Depot yesterday and I'm like, I got to change the thing. First of all, you turn it on. It takes like 10 weeks for the hot water to get hot. And there's no pressure. It doesn't come out far enough. I need one that comes out into the sink a little bit more. Mind you, I had somebody redo this bathroom like 2 years ago, and it's been bad ever since. Anyway, this is what I went to Home Depot and bought. That ain't gonna work. There are no holes for these. So that's my failure of the week. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. But this is getting off to a lame start. It'll get better, I promise. I was also going through some pictures of back in the day doing lighting for events, if it ever focuses. Look at that. I wasn't even 30 years old in that one. Look at that mess of cable. I've got 42 years of lighting events in under my belt, and I've got a lot of images and pictures and stories from previous events, so I might sneak some of that into here. What I want to do again is bring these YouTube videos I do on Wednesday a little more current, because obviously I'm releasing long form videos from that travel project that I did they were taken like over a year and a half ago now. So they're not really current. So there's a lot more I have to say. I want to come in here and say it. And there's a couple of other projects I'm working on. I want to share those. I want to talk a little bit about lighting, a little bit about gear, some of the gear that I'm using when I travel, cameras, and just various things I'm experimenting with. And yeah, so that's my start. I'll see you next week, and check out the video this weekend. That's all we got for now. And I'm using, like I said, I'm using Ecamm. I'll probably set up some scenes. I'm not going to go nuts like I did with the lives, but yeah, I'll see you next Wednesday. Goodbye.